A Vort from the Rebbe, and this week's Parshas Shoftim. In Parshas Shoftim, the Torah tells us the mitzvah of Minui Melech, of appointing a king. It says, the Rebbe said, "Same tosim alech melech, you should appoint a king upon you." And this is a mitzvah that had to be done after the Eden entered Eretz Yisrael. They have to appoint a king. On the other hand, we find the time of Shmuel HaNovi, when the Eden asked for a king, they said, "No lo melech, give us a king." But Shmuel HaNovi was unhappy, was upset, and so was the Eibishter. And the Eibishter told Shmuel that it's not so they are upset with you and they don't want you and they want somebody else. So the Eibishter said, it's me that they don't want. And therefore the Eibishter was upset. And the question is, why was the Eibishter upset when they were asking for something that was originally a mitzvah to do? Shem said, appoint a king, and that's what they asked for. So why was the Eibishter upset? Also, if the Eibishter was upset, which means that it was not a good idea, then why did he give in? Why did he have Shmuel HaNovi appoint a king if it's a wrong thing to do? And the Rebbe answers this based on what it says in other places in Chassidus, that there could be two reasons why we need a king. One reason is a simple reason, and that's the way a king is all over the world. In order to keep law and order, you need a government, you need a king. It says in Pirkei Avos, if not for the fear of the government, of the king, people would swallow each other. So to keep law and order, you need a king. That's one simple reason you need a king. Then there's another reason why possible. If the case is where people don't need a king for that, to keep law and order, they'll do it themselves. But a king really is supposed to be somebody who's a very high madrege, a very high ruchnisdik, spiritual madrege. So by having a king and leading the people, leading the Eden and teaching them, would elevate the Eden to higher spiritual madrege. We know that by Shaul HaMelech, it says, from his shoulder and up, he was taller than everybody else. It means people reached their head reached his shoulder, which simply means he was a very tall person. But that's not the real Maila of Shaul HaMelech. The Maila is he was in a very, very high spiritual madrege. But Ruchnius, what was there in their head was in his shoulder, so to speak. So the reason to have a king, and according to that, is that the king would be the one to elevate the Eden to higher madrege. When the Eibishter gave the mitzvah, same tosim alech melech, make a king, he meant the second level, the higher level of making a king. Have a king that he should elevate you to a higher madrege. But when the Eden asked for a king, that's not what they had in mind. They asked for a king, they felt that we just need a king to run the country. We need a king to take care that there should be law and order. And that's why the Eibishter was upset. This is not what I meant. I didn't mean to have a king like this. And therefore he was upset, and so was Shmuel HaNovi upset. On the other hand, since they asked for it in that level, the Eibishter agreed to give it to them, because if they are that level, that they do need it for that, then they need a king for that too. So the Eibishter was on one hand upset why they wanted a king for that reason, but on the other hand, since that was what they are at, so that's what the Eibishter gave in, and he said to Shmuel HaNovi that he should appoint a king. But the real way to appoint a king purpose is so that they should he should elevate the Eden to a much higher madrege beruchnius. And that's what the king of Dov the Melech was, etc., etc. But at that time, when they asked for it, the Eibishter was upset because they didn't have this true reason in mind. They had the other reason in mind.